Hello my friend, I hope that you are well. In this video we will talk about Boolean logic. So when we learn about if-else statement, comparison and equality operators and Boolean values, we also need to learn about logic and in particular about Boolean logic. So let's do that in this video. So basically Boolean logic is a branch of computer science which use true and false value to solve a complex logical problem. And in order to do that, it uses several logical operators to combine true and false values. So, much like we use arithmetic operator to combine numeric values, now we are only going to scratch the surface here and talk about the most basic logical operators, which are the AND, OR, and NOT operators. And note that Boolean logic is actually not specific to JavaScript. This is all true for all programming language. But anyway, let's now understand how this operator works and use an example to illustrate it. Okay? So here we have two Boolean variables that can either be true or false. Okay, so A is that Karim has driver license and B is that Karim has good vision. So both of these are of course conditions that can be true or false, because Karim could have no driver's license and he could have no good vision, right? And of course, on the other hand, he could also have a driver license and could have good vision. Now, using the AND operator, like A and B, we can combine these two Boolean variables, like Karim has a driver license and good vision. Okay? But now, what will be the result of this operation? Well, for that, we use a so-called truth table, which looks something like this. Here we have two possible values for each of the variable A and B, which give us four possible combinations of result. And so then all we have to do is to plug in the value of our variable and to get a result of the AND operation from this table. So, what we can see from this table is that only if both A and B are true, the result of operation will be true as well. Okay? And that makes sense, right? After all, it's called the AND operator. And so again, what the AND operator does is to return true only if both A and B are true. In all other situations, if either A or B are false, then A and B will be also be false. And we can also generalize this one to more operand. So, to more than just two values, we could do A and B and C, and the result will be true only if all of them are true. Okay? And if one of them is false, then the result is immediately false as well. Now, I know that all of this may look a little bit confusing, but don't worry, we will have an example, of course, a little bit later in this video. And we also use this in practice in the next one. And after some practice, you will internalize all of this and you won't even need any truth tables. Now moving on. On the other hand, we have also the OR operator, which kind of works in the opposite way. So with our current example, we could use the OR operator to determine whether Karim has a driver license or good vision. And just by thinking about this, we can already intuitively imagine that the OR operator will be true if just one of the variables is true. And in fact, look at the truth table confirms exactly that. So unlike the AND operator and the OR operator, even if one of the variables is false, the outcome will still be true. Or, in other words, if either A or B is true, then the OR operation becomes true as well. And that's why it is called the OR operator. And once more, if we have a multiple variable, it's enough for one of them to be true, to make the whole operation become true as well. Okay? I hope this makes sense. And once again, I can assure you that it will make sense once we start using this in practice. Anyway, we finally also have the NOT operator, which is a lot simpler because it doesn't combine multiple values. Instead, the NOT operator acts on only one Boolean value, and it basically just inverts it. So if A is true, it will become false, and if it is false, then not A will become true. Simple as that. And that's basically how these three most important logical operators work. But of course, the best way to understand is to use a more practical example. So let's go again back to using the age variable, and this time we set it to 15. And then we have our two Boolean variables. So the first one is age is greater or equal to 20. And the second one is age is less than 30. So let's determine that the value of each of them. So if age is 15, then age is greater or equal to any must be false, right? And of course, it is an age is less than 30, it is true, because 15 obviously is less than 30, okay? So that's the baseline basically, and now we will start to combine this variable A and B using some logical operator. So the first exercise is not A, is not the operator. So not A, and we know right now that A is false, right? So the result of not A, as we just learned, is true. We invert, just invert. Remember, false to true and true to false. As I said, because all it does is to invert the logical value of the variable. So simple. Next one, we have A and B. Now we already know that A is false and B is true. So I'm just putting this value here again to make it a bit easier to follow, okay? So we have basically false and true. So from look at our truth table here at the right side, we can easily determine that the result of this must be false. And that's exactly what we learned before. So when we have the AND operator, it's enough for one of the operand to be false to make the result of the operation also false. Now we have A or B. And so let's check of the truth table. In this case, we actually get true. So This shows that it's enough for one variable to be true for the whole expression to be true as well. Okay? Next up, let's check not A and B. And we already know that not A is true and B is true. And so at this time, for the first time, we are combining multiple operators, and here, yeah, we already know that true and true will of course be true as well. And now, another one combining two operators, so A or not B. And just as a side note, the not operator actually has preceding over the or and operators. So basically, the values are inverted first, and only then they are combining using and or. So we know that A is false and B is true. Okay? So not B must be false. Right? Then or, then false or false. What is the result? Is also false. And actually, that's the only way in which the OR operator can be false. In all of them are false basically. So I hope that made sense to you. And so in the next video, inshallah, we will actually use this operator in a code, and then it will make even more sense to you. So by then, we probably won't even need the truth table anymore, because it will become quite intuitive how both of these operators actually work. But anyway, let's finish this video, and I will see you in next video, inshallah, to talk about use this logical operator. Okay? Take care of us. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please, Faisal Azib. And to follow me on Instagram, teams.winners and Faisal.chico. And Telegram, Team Practice and Char, Twitter's teams.winners, teams winners, sorry. I tell you goodbye. Wassalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.